It started like every other Thursday evening, the faint clatter of wine glasses, polite laughter rippling across the candle-lit kitchen. The book chosen was about a lonely woman, haunted by her past, a detail no one in the club, save for Karen, found all that interesting. She loved seeing them there, comfortable in her home, oblivious to what she'd mapped out weeks in advance. As they debated plot holes, Karen watched the others, Tracy twirling her gold necklace, Melissa fussing with crumbs, Vivian unconsciously picking at her sleeve. Each was so spectacularly unaware. The first one to notice the change was Melissa. The back door had swung inward slightly, though Karen knew she had locked it. "Are you expecting someone?" Melissa's voice quivered, but Karen shook her head, feigning a frown. "That's odd," Karen said, stretching her smile to keep her teeth from chattering. "Must have been the wind." The club shrugged it off, returning to the book's somber themes, but the tension settled thickly over their shoulders. Under the table, Karen's knuckles whitened around her phone. She'd composed threatening texts earlier, sent them from the stalker's burner account to her own phone. When she read the message out loud, her voice trembled in just the right places. Everyone read the text. "I'm closer than you think," it warned. Silence followed. They tried to laugh, but it was brittle, uneasy. Karen suggested locking up, just in case, and the others agreed. She ushered Tracy into the mudroom, pretending to check the door. At the last instant, Karen swung the door shut behind them, her hand fast around Tracy's throat. It was quick, silent, almost practiced. The fear in Tracy's eyes satisfied something deep in Karen she had never acknowledged. She returned to the kitchen, breathlessly wild-eyed. "She's gone," Karen gasped. Panic erupted. The others rushed to search, splitting up without thinking twice. Karen moved quickly, following the sounds, trailing Melissa into the dim living room. She struck fiercely, a lamp in her hand, blood blossoming only briefly on the carpet before it was soaked up by Melissa's hair. There was screaming now. Vivian's. Karen called out. The stalker's inside. Vivian's face had crumpled in terror. She tried dialing 911, but Karen pulled the phone away, whispering apologies through tears she willed herself to shed. By midnight, Karen stood alone, trembling over 3 lifeless bodies. She dropped herself onto the floor, sobbing for the detectives who would come, reciting her story over and over. A man in a ski mask, all flashing knife and balaclava, moving through the shadows as she cowered with her friends. The police believed her at first. The text messages, the signs of break-in she'd so carefully staged. It became the talk of the town. A shattered mother, the only survivor of a mysterious, never-caught intruder. But sometimes, late at night, Karen would check her locks again and again, hearing the echo of knives sharpened by someone else's hands, catching her own reflection in the window, and wondering how long before the real predator found her.